Through decades of Kung Fu training, Rob Moses made several significant observations in his practice. He saw that all quality martial art movement involved circular, spherical, and spiral movements. He observed that seashells expressed this spiraling motion. He saw that the tides, plants, the flow of water, air currents, and many of nature's phenomena exemplified these spiral shapes. He surmised that energy, beauty, power, and creativity all flowed from this spiraling motion. He also realized, as did the masters of Tai Chi, that by embodying nature's principles, one could become in tune with nature itself. One could harmonize with the natural, energetic flow of the universe and one's own immediate surroundings. Rob then created Taishan 9, or the 9 palms. Taishan 9 is truths of transitions designed to take your body through the shapes of intellectual movements without the stops of martial intent, all the while promoting joy, imagination, sensations of flight, feelings of water currents to be as free as a bird, as playful as an otter, as curious as a monkey, as aware of the feeling around you as a fish. All these senses are alive and well deep within you. These 9 shapes of infinity allow us to once again flip the switch of your inner light. To learn from our play is honest and fun and pours freely from your heart. Moses then discovered that these 9 truths of movement could be expressed even more freely with the guidance of the sphere knot, which is a stick made from a section of a spiral. He found that by moving, twirling, and playing with these sphere knots, one cannot but help to move in a spiral way. One could stretch and open the joints of the body, relax, lengthen, and tone the muscles, learn to move holistically, move with leverage and power, all the while playing with the stick. Mostly I found that anyone could pick up a stick and immediately enjoy it. It's fun from the very beginning.
Taishan 9 is 9 shapes of infinity to express yourself wholeheartedly, honestly, expand and reduce any sensations that you may have left over from your childhood. A very joyful way to practice movement without ever having to repeat yourself the same way twice. Listen with your bone, listen with your blood, and express yourself as if it's feathers. Fly through these things with great joy.
And be able to manipulate your imaginary world to change the quality of your movements, not only within the context of each one, but adapting to the next one, so that if you do a 9th implosion, and then you feel yourself on the top of a mountain right after that, the implosion becomes the wind for you. How does that happen? And then you're batting things away until you gather something that you find that becomes empty. And then if you take that, what you're gathering as empty, and you cast that away, then that becomes casting. And how do you pull that back? Maybe that's a line. And then you can manipulate that line from there. And what happens if you go around that line? The line's still there. And you can incorporate every single one of 9 into any sort of living, breathing experience that you can create for yourself, which will give you an intense workout as well as a way of expanding your imagination and giving more quality to whatever you're doing and how you're moving. And that can apply to martial arts, can apply to dancing, that can apply to acting. can apply to anything that you have created for yourself, even day-to-day life. And how you move through space will change. You'll find that things are more interesting all of a sudden, and you'll feel something. And it gives light and happiness to the world around you, and you can create your own atmosphere just by noticing little things within it that'll spark a spur of imagination and just take you on a fun-filled journey through wherever you choose to go. And then out past you at the bottom, and to radiate out towards your core to gather something on its way back in into your core.
And what the 9 palms gave me was a continuous movement in the acting of which I could lose my self-consciousness. And that has been an extraordinary tool. And then it was really exciting to be introduced to the sticks afterwards, because I wish I had been introduced to them sooner, because they're kind of training wheels for that kind of movement. It gives you a focal point from which to extend the movements.
We're using sacred geometry to amplify spirals. Fibonacci. So we're always moving with structurally sound contours, and never have to do it the same way twice.
Right. Well, you know, I've been looking into that. I've discovered that almost everything you look at actually is built on a spiral. I know that the human body, the Andromeda Nebula, our galaxy.
I was going to say Andromeda.
It's all full of that. Everything, everywhere you look, in plants and mollusks, and you just see that. It seems to be like a force of nature, so you might as well try to apply it, or if you are loose with it, there's a whole other thing that happens, right? Where it just, and you follow the curves, I find out. I don't know, I can't even explain it, but I just know that whenever I play with it, I feel better.
Yeah, well, that's golden mean extraction of Fibonacci. You know, it's just a perfect contour. The yin and yang balance is that of nature's formula of beauty and strength, as well as nature's formula of expansion and reduction.
Right, and this is a little bit of that spiral, right?
It's exact same. It's
It is
just
endless.
like this. Yeah. Yep. So here it is.
Right there, huh?
There you go. Yeah, which came off the original pie fight. So it's the same thing.
Reach up, extend. Extend your energy beyond your grasp toward the heavens. Stretch your feet. Twist to the side. Rotate back and forth. Feel the warmth in your spine, hips, and shoulders. Widen your stance and look up as you lean to the side. Feel the warmth in your core as you stretch joyfully. Lower the stick. Now rotate side to side. Hold the stick comfortably and let the knees be mobile. Increase your leg mobility as you rock back and forth. Buoyantly cradle the sphere knot as we rock back and forth. Let the energy flow through your hands. Calm the waters. And rotate the stick upwards. And again, extend to the heavens. Reverse, downward. Rotate up. Down. Keep your wrists alive. Feet together. Lift your knees. Stay balanced. Focus beyond your grip. Lift your knees as high as possible to warm up your lower back and core. Again, reach up and stretch your arms to the side. Feel the warmth in your shoulders as you switch. Other side. Feel the warmth in your neck as your gaze follows your intention. Switch. Whenever possible, train to be ambidextrous. Strive for symmetrical balance. Now that we're warmed up, we can comfortably use the stick to take our wrist and joint rotations to the next level of personal reference. Qi can be felt as warm energy while we upwardly rotate the sphere knot to enhance our mobility. Switch, rotate forward, and feel the different muscles in the forearms and hands being activated. Feel the warmth in the hands and forearms. Now, ring with amplified torque and intelligent hands. The natural chore of spiral advancement. Put awareness in your forearms and feel the heat climb into your shoulders. Now reverse. Climb backwards in the opposite direction from which you began. Hold the stick in front of you. Lock the elbow and rotate wrist and shoulder, allowing the sphere knot to be a visual reference of immediate results. Tangible evidence of increased spiral mobility. Rotate further and further as your range of motion improves. Yin and Yang, for centuries, has represented the balance of opposites. Apply this as we switch. Training both sides of your body equally. Promote the intelligence of full body mind. Widen your stance. Turn your gaze to the side as you rotate and plunge with the stick forward. Feeling the synchronized rotations of both shoulders as you visually twist the stick. Opposite shoulder and hand will benefit. Switch. Look beyond the stick for greater results with less effort. Now switch and poke around in a seashell contour. The path of the stick now soars over hollowed intention. Spiral the stick. Allow your weight to shift and the stick guides to and fro. Switch. Apply the stick as an extension of yourself. Feet together. Twist your wrist as far as possible and hold with the opposite hand for a fuller stretch. Switch. Feel the warmth in the hands and forearms. Hands together, wind up and wind down to once again allow the warmth and energy to activate the hands. Restore natural mobility and with a more vibrant sense of touch.
It can be just as free as you want it to be. And the thing is, it doesn't take any room to do it. You don't have to be on a football field. You can be in your living room. I love this one. But the thing is, of all these things tend to give you a sense of the way your body really wants to move and the way that space really is.
Well, the golden mean is nature's formula for beauty and strength. So you see it in everywhere in nature. For instance, the distance between, say, this knuckle and this knuckle, that's a golden mean proportion. You'll see it again when you go, say, to the wrist to the elbow. That, again, is the same distance. Then you'd see it again from the shoulder to this elbow to this full distance. So it inverts itself constantly. It's why the tip of your nose isn't in the middle of your face. It's that same mathematical ratio. It's in insects, it's in fish, it's in everywhere. Well, mine's, I think, might be a little off. That's why I was able to find it, through aerodynamics. You know? So it's a trilogy of nature's perfect formulas. So I feel, and I can tell when I move with this, this is the most advanced human gear in the history of the planet, the way I'm feeling. I can express myself more wholeheartedly than with this, without ever attacking myself through competitive energies, than anything that I've ever been lucky enough to have my hands on. Okay, here we do. For uplifting energy now, we're gonna do some wheelies, okay? How fun is that? So here, we're gonna, right, add energy as this uplifting fashion. When you rotate up from a comfortably wide stance, not over wide, rotate up, okay? Rotate upward. When you do this, mimic this with your midsection, okay? And try it in different spots. So again, you want to have a buoyant stance. You never want a rigid footing for any of these exercises. Okay? Shoulders, elbows, everything gets involved with this. Even your feet need to be pliable. A little bit lower. Good. Let's turn to the side. Lifting up, burrow up, burrow up. Pliable stance, get a leg work out, a little wider if you're not working hard enough. Take it higher, get the shoulders active. Lower again, back to the front. Raise up. Lower. Switch on the side. Raise this up. Raise the bar in all ways. Enthusiasm, muscle activation. Wider circles. More stomach muscles, more legs. Lower it. Back to the front. Buoyant stance. Full body tides. Raise up. Lower stance, raise the arms. Great workout there. Okay. And wind it down to a close. Excellent. Taking a backpack, you know, walking down the street, you got it? Whatever you do.
Yeah,
It's having like a living energy as part of an extension of yourself. And it never fractures. And it minimizes bloodshed imagery, which is so soul damaging. Every time you're thinking of something martial, it's and you go into competitive energy. This doesn't lend itself to that. This is just as a love energy. It just wants to be free.
We're going to have an imagery of a circle. And like you're an entire world of Jell-O. And so what you're gonna do with that stick is you're gonna carve a circle through that world of Jell-O with the stick itself, with the hollowness of the stick. You're going to carve the circle all the way down to the bottom of the circle. Switch hands at the bottom. Come back up, continue carving that circle. Switch hands again at the top. Down and up. Down and up, and let your feet actually relax into a comfortable stance. Down and up. Feel the buoyancy with your knees when the circle goes down and up. And what happens when you change that imagery of Jell-O into maybe the stick becomes a shrimp. Now let that shrimp jump through the water, down and up, and down and up, and down and up. And that shrimp become a little happier as it goes down and up. And the excitement of the water and the way that feels and the path that the shrimp is carving through the water. Allow breath to come into it. Now what happens when you take that shrimp and you put him into molasses? Let him carve through the molasses. Feel the resistance. It's not as easy to get through as regular water. You have tension. Keeping the buoyancy in your legs so that they don't lock or stiffen. Let's go back to Jell-O. through Jell-O. Now spiral that down, and down, and down, to stop. Now let's change hands. So you're gonna have the opposite hand that you were holding at the beginning, with the label away again. Let's take the imagery of a big world of Jell-O. Let's carve through that world. Make a circle with the stick. Keeping the knees actively engaged and buoyant, not locking. Carve through that Jell-O. Don't worry about tempo. You can go as fast or as slow as your imagination allows. Now go ahead and change that into a happy shrimp. Play with where you catch the stick on the bottom and on the top, whether it's close to the end, close to the middle, but always keeping the imagery of that circle. Go ahead and go back to the Jell-O imagery. And the molasses, how tough that is to get through. Feel it actively engage your core. As you have to increase the resistance. The resistance comes from your core to help move through the molasses. Go ahead and come back to Jell-O. Go ahead and spiral down as the circle becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller till you're done. This next exercise is going to help with the ideas of imagination and where it can lead you with your movement. We're going to start with the same imagery that we had before of the shrimp jumping through water. Go ahead and let that shrimp jump up and down and up and down and up and down. Now try incorporating the idea of the dolphin. Now let the dolphin do its figure eights. Go ahead and ease up your stance so that you have a freedom and mobility within your knees. Try going back to the shrimp. Now you can go in any direction that you choose. This is not meant to limit you. It's meant to help expand your idea of where it can lead. And as you lead back into a figure eight, see where else it can carve. Through the Jell-O, feel where the stick carves through the Jell-O. And as you continue to carve through that Jell-O, let the path expand beyond where you are so that you have to step. Let that path lead you in new directions, away from yourself to free up not only your upper body and your arm, but also your legs. Feeling your feet root into the ground with every step that you take. Now as you carve through the Jell-O, see what happens if you switch that imagery to holding the nose of a dolphin. Now feel the life that the dolphin has of its own. Feel the muscles in the dolphin's tail as they whip around. Every time you pull on the nose of the dolphin, the tail whips out in another direction. How and where do you pull on the nose of the dolphin to make the tail go off in a different direction? Feel where the tail wants to spin to as you pull on the nose. Now on a count of 5, let's transfer back to the imagery of carving through Jell-O. In 5, 4, 3, find the pathway, 2, 1. Really carve through the Jell-O. See the pathway that you're creating with the stick. See where it goes to, where it's coming from. Let that pathway expand beyond where you are, beyond where your feet are, so that you have to move, because the path takes you too far away from where you're going. Now on a count of 5, let's switch back to the idea of the dolphin. In 5, 4, 3, 2, it's more free, 1. Feel it pull on the nose and let the life of the tail help inspire your movement. Give over to the dolphin a little bit. Feel how your control over the dolphin inspires it to manipulate where you go. Feel the pull of the dolphin's nose. As you pull it, feel where the tail wants to go. Now on the count of 5, let's switch back over to Jell-O. In 5, 4, 3, you have a path, 2, and 1. You're back into Jell-O and you are carving a path. And as we settle down, let's have this path of the Jell-O take us to a settling environment. Let it move you slowly through your environment. Let it carve through the world of Jell-O around you. As you slow down, let it come to a close.
Allow these devices to act as antennae. Tune yourself into a more precise beacon of creativity.
I think it was when Cam Ewan started to introduce me to Tai Chi that I felt that you could deviate. And that was just the first step, to say deviate. Mm-hmm. Because truly, what I've come to is, who cares about the specific moves that are part of the form, or you have to do everything in a certain order, and it is kind of stiff. And I discovered that I could accomplish the same healing aspects and liberating aspects by just making it up. I mean, right now, you know, not even thinking about anything that's in the past, that's like part of the traditions, but just saying, okay, I know these moves, I know how to move. So once you know how to move, I think you should really take it on your own. And I've always had this feeling that what I'm not searching for is discipline. What I'm searching for is freedom. And I don't find the freedom by following the traditional paths. So I was forced to try to deviate, and the two of us kind of got in this together.
Well, have you ever reggae on the reggae rock? Play crucial now. Now universal now. Now sweet Jamaica now. Now reggae the onion now. Now sweet Jamaica now. Vibe is a thing that you gotta feel deep in your soul from head to heel. Music come together having no appeal. Now every youth respect this truth says now universal now. Now vibe is so crucial now. Now universal now. Now sweet Jamaica now. Now reggae the onion now. Now sweet Jamaica now.
Now if you catch a vibe, don't you deny it. Jump up on your feet and dance and show it. When the music play, it will reveal sweet dance. All sound will give you the feel. If you want to play, then hear what we say. You have to catch a vibe from night till day. And when you catch a vibe, you cannot hide, cause only with the Lord that love can abide.
Okay, we're talking good energy. Good energy should be fun. Fun should be a priority with this particular device. Any way you want to adventure around and just enthusiastically play is far more important than thinking that you know what you're doing. Just enjoy it.
It's a brand new sound that make the dance all rock. Says now universal now. Now vibe is so crucial now. Now universal now.